Cecil County and the world, and welcome to Cecil TV 30 at 6. It is September the 9th, and I'm Rob Churnside. Glad to be here with our good friend Mike Collins, now on this side of the camera. Mike, good to see you.
Good to see you this evening, Rob.
How's things going?
Everything's going great.
Good. I know you got something special to talk about, but before we get into that, let's let the viewers know where Cecil TV was last weekend.
Well, they get around, you know. Cecil TV gets around. There was Lauren Vonnie and Patty Paulus's opening show, Ceramics and Calligraphy. That was at Elkton Station. That just opened.
That's the one she talked about on the show.
Right. And then there was First Friday. There's a couple of openings there. There was, the benefit for the Cecil County Library is coming up.
Yes, the crab crawl.
The crab crawl. That's all in Northeast. All the different eateries in Northeast.
Crabs, crab cakes. What else?
Any way that you
Crab
can
soup.
eat crabs. Sure. Crab melts.
Yeah.
So if you want to get tickets to that, you go to www.crabcrawl.org.
I'm feeling crabbier by the minute. That sounds great. That's this Saturday, September 14th?
That's this Saturday. That's correct.
Awesome.
Cecil County Faces and Places. That's the Art Alliance. Is that the show there, I believe?
Oh, that was this past weekend, First
Right.
Friday.
It opened up then. That's 5x7 black and whites of people and places all around the county. And that those are for sale, I believe.
Right, and that's something that you could have taken, I could have taken, not just professional photographers.
That's
but anything.
correct. That's correct.
Capturing it in black and white.
Yep. What have we got next week?
Next week on the show, we have Dialogue with Leadership with Dr. Alan McCarthy.
Dr. McCarthy.
And I'm wondering if it will come up in discussion about this new, what's that development called out there on 213?
Southfields.
It hasn't happened, it was TBD, to be developed.
To be developed. Yeah.
So I wonder if we'll hear more from Dr. McCarthy on that.
I imagine he will address that to a greater or lesser extent.
There's always something going on in Cecil County. So
Absolutely.
folks, stay tuned next week, Dialogue with Leadership.
Yeah.
So next week we also have, I've been researching, Mike, these snakehead fish. And wondering, you remember our Wormgate investigation,
Yes.
which is ongoing and still on the down low. If the snakeheads will bite on worms.
I think a snakehead will eat anything.
Including your finger, right?
Yeah. Look at how ugly that thing is. That is one
My
ugly
finger?
fish.
Oh,
No,
the snakehead.
the fish.
Oh,
The snakehead.
yes. And people said they're good eating. So hopefully next week we're hoping to have on the show a noted fish biologist retired from the state of Delaware.
Okay. And he's going to talk about snakeheads?
I'm going to ask him about snakeheads. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but I think folks should tune in next week to find out.
I did not know that they were good eating.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I don't think any restaurants in the county serve them yet.
Okay.
And
I can't imagine how something that ugly could taste good.
look at the crab, Mike.
You know, that's an excellent point.
The crab crawl again is this Saturday, right?
That's this Saturday. Tickets at www.crabcrawl.org.
And suppose you're feeling happy rather than crabby. What could people do?
This Friday and Saturday at the Funny Farm Theater, we are going to do an improv show. That's a free house party. The house provides ice, chips, setups, BYOB, and doors open at 6:30. Show goes off at 7. That's this Friday and Saturday night. You can go to our Facebook page, Funny Farm Theater, and send us a message if you want us to reserve a table or a spot for you.
I've been to your shows out there, and they're a hoot. And
We have a lot of fun.
you really never know what's going to happen. Tell the viewers a little bit about what improv is all about.
Well, improv is just exactly what it sounds like. It's improvised comedy. You never know. We ask the audience for ideas. What's the worst place you've ever fallen asleep? What's the something that you found under your car? Where was the last place you went on vacation? And then we take those pitches and develop scenes from them. We also play games like you would see on Whose Line Is It Anyway? We do those kind of short form comedy games. So, like you said, you never know what's going to happen. It's funny, and then sometimes it gets funnier.
Right here in Cecil County on what road?
It's on Bushell, 919 Bushell Road.
Right minutes off I-95.
Yes, we're a mile from exit 100B.
The northeast exit.
The northeast exit. We are right behind Cecil College on Bushell Road.
That sounds like a plan. Funny Farm Theater, Crab Crawl, Funny Farm Theater.
You know how to have a good time.
Yeah, well, I learned it on Cecil TV.
You can learn a lot on Cecil TV.
Yes, tonight's show, Dell Lord, musician extraordinaire with 2 new songs for us.
Nice, nice. He's a classic, and a classy guy.
Well, I can't argue with you there. So we check him out?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Daddy lost his shirt out in Pittsburgh as my sophomore year rolled round. He had hired some schmuck that he knew from the war. One weekend he left him in charge of the store.
Hi, my name is Lee Lewis, and I am opening up Showcase on Main this weekend here in downtown Elkton. This is a project that's taken me almost 3 years to finally complete. We'll be bringing live theater, performances, music, comedy, and even magic to downtown Elkton. We're trying to be open most weekends throughout the year. And you can find us on Facebook. We're going to have a website coming out soon. Our opening show is this weekend, which is Songs for a New World. And then we will be having Charlie Zahm and Ted Marks coming in September, and then we'll start a slate of shows throughout the rest of the year. We are just trying to bring more performing arts to Elkton and to Cecil County. We already have great galleries and visual arts here in town, and we just want to add to the performing arts here.
Okay, so my name is Connie Mullertime, and we created this out of the fact that I love to take amateur pictures. I take pictures of people at events, and I wanted to make good use of these pictures by helping somebody else. So we must have an archive of at least 1,000 pictures, but we started with less than 200 to post on the walls. People can come and buy their pictures, and we are going to provide dental work for people that are trying to get back into the workforce, whether it's a recovered addict or it's a vet, somebody that's lost their teeth for whatever reason. This is the purpose of this, that we can help them with dental work. So it just gave us an opportunity to show pictures of people from Cecil County and provide them with some type of help.
Will this be running all month?
Yes, we're going to go for several months, for many months. Actually, as people buy their pictures, we're going to replace them with the many pictures from our archive, so it's always going to be always changing. And we're going to go to the library, we'll go to the county building, we're going to go all over county. So yes, there's going to be lots of different opportunities for people to see their picture.
Hi, I'm Patty Paulus, and this show at the Cecil College Elkton Station Gallery is a collaboration between Lauren Vanny, who's a ceramics professor here, and myself. We've met about 10 years ago, and we have been wanting to work together for a long time. The work here took 2 years of our lives in a wonderful way. And it's all about nature and the environment and the human's impact on that. It's called Look to See, and we hope you'll come and see it.
And now Cecil County and the world. Let's welcome once again to Cecil TV 30 at 6, my good buddy, Dell Lord.
How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great, Dell, and welcome
That's
to the
great.
show.
Thank you very much for having me back again. I believe this is like my, I think, 9th time. 9 times, I believe it is.
You get the trophy, Dell, for the most requested and most played performer on Cecil TV. And I understand that you have 2 new songs you're going to share with our viewers tonight.
Yeah, they're funny songs. They're comedy songs I had just recently wrote.
Awesome. Well, you know, the 18th anniversary of 9/11 is coming up, and we probably need a little something to lift our spirits up to.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's review. For folks that don't know you, Dell, what kind of music do you play?
I play the old-time traditional country and bluegrass music, but I've always been known as a balladeer. The old-timey, like mostly the Appalachian type of ballads.
And you played with some of the greats in bluegrass and
Yes,
country music.
yes, over the years, yes, I have. Got up as special guest and all that stuff and all, and got to
With
meet
Bill
him.
Monroe.
Yeah, Bill Monroe, and the first guy that I played with, one of the big ones, I was only 13 years old at the time, and that was down in New Orleans, and that was with Louis Armstrong.
No way.
Yes, indeed.
Well, hello, Dell.
Yeah, hello, Dolly.
How about that? And what was that like, Dell?
Oh, well, it was very, very interesting. I mean, Louis, he was a nice man. I mean, when you saw Louis, you know, smiling and all that, that's exactly how he was. He was a great guy. It was a wonderful experience, yes.
And how did you come up on him? Did you just happen to walk down the street and know he was playing? Or?
No, my brother used to live down in New Orleans at the time, and he got to know people down there, and you know, he got me in with Louis. My brother Ronald Lord. Yep.
And so there you were at age 13 playing with one of the greats in music at the time.
Yes.
And do you remember what song you played?
Hello, Dolly, A Kiss to Build a Dream On, and Cabaret.
Wow.
Yep.
That must have been something. So if we fast forward to the last time you were on the show, you were on with one of your buddies, right?
Yes. The man owns his own church. He built it. And also he built like a lighthouse type of thing on the outside of the church. And so his name's Wendell Pell.
Wendell Pell, right?
Yes. And he was part of the famous Pell brothers around this area.
Right.
And they played and sang all up and down the East Coast. They recorded in Nashville, Tennessee. And I've known Wendell for years now. And wonderful man, really a nice man, and he, you know, he's a great singer and picker, and also he builds his own banjos.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if our viewers want to see that show, what you need to do is go onto the Cecil TV website and look up Wendell Pell, and I think that's how they can get that show. Or look up Dell Lord.
Yeah,
to see all your episodes.
Yeah, I know. It's quite a lot of them on there. I think it's like 8 or 9, I believe it is. Yeah.
So, I hear tell that you are going to be playing in a duo with Box Turtle Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Charlestown Old Colonial days.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to that. You know, that Box Turtle Bob, he is a great entertainer.
Well, I look forward to seeing that.
Well,
now, I heard
thank you.
You're not going to wear your cowboy hat. You're going to wear something different.
Yeah, it's going to be for a colonial thing, and I'm going to be wearing one of those, what they call tri hats.
They're like the Revolutionary
Yeah,
War. Yeah. So that will be September 28th, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. I have to check my calendar again because I have things coming up, you know, to do. And
I'm sure your calendar is extremely full, Del, with the talent that you have.
yeah, it's always been a great dream of mine, you know, and a great passion to play the old-time, traditional American roots country and bluegrass music.
We need more of that. Now, I think on the show we're going to have somebody from old Charlestown days, colonial days, come on next week.
Oh, great.
So we can ask more questions about that tonight. What are you going to be playing for us? These two happy, humorous tunes?
Yeah. The first one is called Like a Catfish Stuck in the Mud. And the other one is called Why Mr. Blue Jay.
Wow, that's all critter-oriented song.
Yeah, old time, I was born and raised in the country in Rockdale, Pennsylvania, and I'll tell you, I always had a sense of humor, but most of the songs that I do play and sing, like I said, are ballads, and a lot of them they tell really heart and soul songs, real good morals, good human emotion, which a lot of them are sad from hard days, hard times. And so, I throw in a couple funny ones once in a while.
We need that every now and then, don't we?
Well, thank you, Rob.
Shall we get right to it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Howdy, friends. This is Dell Lord, the old hedgehog. I'm going to sing the song right here that I just recently wrote, and it's called Like a Catfish Stuck in the Mud. I'm all washed up like a soggy grub. I feel like a catfish stuck in the mud. My baby don't love me, all I need is a hug. I feel like a catfish stuck in the mud. I went to town just to walk around because I feel so doggone down. I saw old Joe and his ugly mug. I feel like a catfish stuck in the mud. One of these days it's gonna get better, but oh dear God, here comes bad weather. The rain's pouring down, all I need is some love. I feel like a catfish stuck in the mud. I'm all washed up like a soggy grub. I feel like a catfish stuck in the mud. My baby don't love me, all I need is a hug. I feel like a catfish stuck in the mud. And now I'd like to do the other song I just recently wrote, and it's entitled, Why Mr. Blue Jay? Why, Mr. Blue Jay, how are you today? Said Mr. Crow, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Blue Jay, how are you today? Said Mr. Crow, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Blue Jay, how are you today? Said Mr. Crow, said he's on his way. Mr. Squirrel, how are you today? Said Mr. Possum, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Squirrel, how are you today? Said Mr. Possum, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Squirrel, how are you today? Said Mr. Possum, said he's on his way. how are you today? Said Mr. Mole, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Groundhog, how are you today? Said Mr. Mole, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Groundhog, how are you today? Said Mr. Mole, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Eel, how are you today? Said Mr. Carp, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Eel, how are you today? Said Mr. Carp, said he's on his way. Why, Mr. Eel, how are you today? Said Mr. Carp, said he's on his way. Thank yous very much. God bless yous. Don't forget to pray. So long for now.